Okay, another Mrs. H psychology for the memory topic. This time the question is discuss two problems with the cognitive interview as a technique to investigate eyewitness testimony. So if we have a look at this, I'm going to run through lots of limitations. You don't need all of them. This one happened to be a 4-marker, so you just need to develop 2 of these. So you pick 2, but I'm going to run through more because you may get it as an essay question for 16 marks. So let's look at the limitations. First of all, Keppel interviewed police officers and found that the cognitive interview requires more time than is often available because of components like tell me everything. So obviously that's got cost implications for police budgets, therefore economic implications. More police time, more money against the benefit in terms of more successful policing. Secondly, not all components are equally as good, so different perspective component can lead to more confabulations, more false positives. So new modified versions should always be geared to just use the effective components. Thirdly, for most success, it's required to be used very quickly after an event. And a delay obviously is going to reduce its effectiveness. So we've got Concon's meta-analysis of 55 studies to support that. But immediate interviewing of witnesses, is not always possible or not always practical in real life. But that's what we need in order for it to be effective. Although the cognitive interview is useful in terms of providing more detail, in fact, it doesn't provide more general memory improvement. So, for example, it doesn't improve face recognition in lineups. We've got Concon's meta-analysis again of the 55 studies. It's found that although there is an increase in accurate detail with the cognitive interview, unfortunately, it also increases incorrect information like false positives. Or you could have Memon found that police officers need quality training for it to be effective, and obviously that has economic implications, costs for the police, etc., and therefore for the public. In assessing its effectiveness, different researchers used also slightly different versions, for example, enhanced or modified or standard, so we can't directly compare to work out which particular component is effective. Also, finally, the enhanced cognitive interview is more effective, but it is also prone to more confabulations. So plenty of limitations there. Now, if we needed it for an essay question, not for this particular question, but for a 16 mark or something like that, we want to have these strengths as well. So you've got on the screen different strengths. Milne and Bourne, for example, interviewed students and children and found report everything and context statement are really good together for accurate, detailed recall. And obviously the modified is useful for children, and you've got a study here from Holiday and found that the modified was much more accurate for children. You've got Concon's meta-analysis, as we've said, 34% improvement in correct information, which obviously supports that technique. You've got Stein and Memon, who also showed reliability of those findings cross-culturally by doing it in Brazil. So you can have a look at that. Okay, so that basically, if we go back to our original question, we just needed to discuss 2. Pick 2 of these bullet points, they will cover you for that 4-marker. But if you need a whole essay, you obviously want to develop more than that, and you would be talking about the 4 procedures, the 4 techniques, the 4 parts really of the cognitive interview for that one.